First bit of news this week is for stuff that's coming out for pre-order today. So you should be able to go and check it out on store.ontabletop.com if you want to go and check it out for yourself. But there's some new stuff for Warcry, first off, from the guys at Games Workshop. So we had the starter set coming out last weekend, which was pretty awesome, with the Iron Golems and the Untamed Beasts in it. But 3 new Warbands have been added into the mix this weekend for you to go and pick out and try. So you've got the Unmade, who are that sort of very, very creepy, weird warband who have decided to honor the Chaos Gods by cutting their limbs off and replacing them with bits of spike and all kinds of things like that. They look very, very creepy indeed. And I've seen some interesting conversions where people have done them with like them ripping off their faces and all kinds of weird stuff as well. It's very terrifying. As well as that, you've got the Corvus Cabal, who are the Chaos Warband, who worship a aspect of chaos that's a little bit like a predator scavenger god that takes the sort of like icon of a raven or a crow. So you've got those guys who are going to be flying around and jumping around the map trying to kill everybody that way. And then, of course, you've got the Splintered Fang, who are the guys that live, I think it's in the realm of life they exist. That might be where they are. But they have a really interesting sort of gladiatorial style to their design, which I think is really cool. Mixes in very, very nicely with the idea of the elves and dark elves and stuff. I thought it was really nice. There's even a dark elf in that warband, which I thought was pretty awesome. And they also sort of specialize themselves into a little bit of poisoning. So they're all about stabbing you and then running away and having you bleed to death. And the poison takes hold of you before they have to worry about you too much. So very good for trying to take down those really slow, hulking iron golems that you might be playing with at the moment. As well as that, they've also put together a new terrain set. So this is the one that we looked at in a preview. I think it was maybe last week or the week before. And this is for the Shattered Stormbolts. So if you don't particularly want to be playing all your games around the 8 points and in those ruined sort of ravaged lands that we got in the core box, you've got a new interesting style of one to go and delve into. And of course, as I said in the article as well, and I've said before on like Hobby Hangout and things, this is a really cool idea for terrain because, if you're going to be trying to appease Archaon, then you need to go and find him some good gifts. And the Stormbolts held all the magics of the Age of Sigmar and the Age of Chaos back in the day. So something interesting there to go and pilfer for your warband, which would be very cool. So yeah, it's really awesome to see what they're doing for Warcry. And I'm looking forward to see what they do with the new unannounced warbands as well that are coming out soon. So yeah, very awesome. I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from Gen Con this weekend on these guys. So.
Oh yeah, Gen Con's this weekend, isn't it?
It is this weekend, yes. Yeah.
All right, well, out of them all, I quite like the third warband just because they look a little bit less chaosy than the others.
The Slaneshi looking blokes.
Yeah, I always prefer chaos to be like a bit more subversive if I'm playing it. I don't like just rocking out there, tentacles and spikes everywhere. I've painted enough of that crap over the years, so I like something that's just a little bit more heroic chaos.
Yeah. That's the interesting thing actually about the Splintered Fang and in particular the Cypher Lords, which came out last week as well, is that they've gone for an aspect of chaos that isn't necessarily just outwardly chaotic. They could be seen by pretty much anybody else as, maybe they just dress a slightly strange way. Because, for example, the Grand Alliance of Order has loads of different facets to it. I mean, Dark Elves and all kinds of things like the Daughters of Cain, all those people are part of that, and they could look inherently evil. So it's interesting sort of seeing what they're doing with chaos here and seeing some different sides to it. So
yeah. You see, there was a novel I read years ago, Rhapsody by Elizabeth Haydn, and there was a great line from it was... do you think evil priests rock about cursing and killing people? No, they do the exact same thing as normal priests. It's just the coin you're paying in is different.
Cursing and killing people. It's weird. Years ago, I made a set of Chaos Marauders with additional hand weapons that use the first generation of witch elves. Sorry, the Dark Eldar witches.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
So they came with tridents and nets and that sort of thing, and I cut all the elf heads off and stuck on the Parazzar's Lost Legion because they had that scalloped helm to make them look like gladiators, and went, there you go, there's my additional hand weapon. So it's nice to see GW catching me up 20 years down the line. Good. See, trend-setting again.
I was going to say trend-setting again, Joe.
It's the way to do it.
The mastermind behind the entire wargaming industry sitting right here to my right.
See, I did that. I did that first. This one. Him at the front. That was me.